When we started ScholarMD in 2016, one of the prime pillars of our academic program was Dr. Bimal Sahani. He brings in the perspective of a common radiologist, and therefore we are going to today ask him some very important questions, and sir is going to share his wisdom with us. Let's see what he has to say. Hello and welcome to yet another wisdom snippet from ScholarMD. Sahani sir, you are one of those rare radiologists who started their practice in a tier 2 city like Aurangabad, when fetal medicine was a subject which was not heard of by many. And I'm sure at that time when you started your practice, you must have had a lot of challenges. Would you like to share with us what was it like?
Yeah, Dr. Sahani, definitely there were a lot of challenges. I won't say no, because first of all, accepting that fetal ultrasound needs to be taken seriously. Because that time, of course, there was no fetal medicine as such. It was fetal imaging. It was, everybody thought, okay, looking at the heartbeat and maybe measure the BPD, and that's all what was required. Maybe pick up a hydrocephalus or a spina bifida. So it took me some time to convince people that imaging a fetus is not just about doing the biometry and the fetal heart rate. There were so much other things that we could look for. There are so many anomalies that can be picked up, and then it's a kind of a specialty of its own. So it took time for me to convince them about it. But then I think if you're determined and you show it by your work, you will be able to do that. And so it's like, the best way of convincing people is you show them that yes, your work should speak. You show them that yes, these are the things that we have seen. And then definitely everybody gets a follow-up of that, and then they really start believing, yes, there is so much more that can be seen, and if there are people who can focus on fetal imaging, they will be definitely doing a much better job. And it also motivated, what makes me very happy is that in my region now that we have so many of them who are actually doing good work. So somebody has to start, and then everybody follows up.
So you were the inspiration for so many. Sir, in 2016, when I approached you for the first time and we discussed this concept of ScholarMD, why did you really agree to go ahead with it?
Now, something like this was there in my mind for a very long time. I always felt that, if you have a fetal medicine training program, like if I pass out, do my MD or my DMRD, and then I go and to some center, work there for 1 year. Yes, I learn a lot. I come back. Then I start looking for a place to settle down. And at that moment, I feel I'm a specialist. Then I would definitely go to a tier 1 city. But we know 80% of India is rural. And don't you think that the mothers in smaller places also deserve the same kind of work as far as their obstetric evaluation is concerned? And so I always felt that we need a way. I can't convince people who go spend 2 years, train and come to go and practice in a small town. The best way was that if we could train people who are already practicing there. They are already practicing there. If we can raise their bar to a higher level, then a lot of women there would actually benefit from that. Perfect. Because in these kind of places, you don't have specialists. So the imaging person there has to do everything. You are the imaging person, you are the counselor, you are also the interventionist. Even when you want to talk about a particular anomaly, how many patients from there can you send to a metro city, to a pediatric cardiologist or a pediatric nephrologist? So you've got to be more multifaceted there. And so the best was to train them. That was the idea behind why I wanted to go ahead.
Absolutely true. Now let's come to the ScholarMD fetal medicine program that we run. Let me act like a independent radiologist who now wants to upgrade himself into a fetal medicine practitioner. And let me ask you certain questions, sir. I want to understand your thought process. Suppose if I ask you, sir, why should I join an on-site program like ScholarMD? Why shouldn't I just go and do an online program? I mean, I can sit at my home. I don't have to go on Friday, Saturday, Sunday to a particular location and take leave from my work. Why just not do an online course? Why should I come to ScholarMD?
I think you're right. This is something which would come into everyone's mind, like you're relaxing at your home and going through and listening to lectures. There are two basic reasons why I feel an on-site program is very important. If you go in our mythology also, they used to talk about Guru Mukh Vidya. So the learning that you have where you are actually looking at your guru, and your guru is also able to look at you. In fact, they used to say that it's not what the guru is speaking, there are rays which actually go through.
Very true.
And that's how you pass on
The
that.
knowledge.
So of course, that's just a brief about how thing is. But I feel the most important reason is the focusing and the concentration. If I join an online program, I have recordings also available. I know I can watch it for the next 6 months. Or if you don't have recordings, then it's worse, because morning to evening you are sitting, you are having your lunch with that, you're having your dinner along while you're listening to those lectures. Then your kid comes in. Your spouse is going to talk to you in between. The bell rings thrice, you go and open the door. There is no focusing. And because we are talking about serious learning, we're not just talking about, just telling a few points and a few cutoffs. Because if you really want to train someone, it's very easy. I think I can put everything in one day and finish off. Okay, this is the cutoff for this is the cutoff for this. But why?
True.
It's important that we need to clear concepts, because with these kind of rapid learning, you are eventually maybe helpful in one case or so. But in your day-to-day practice, you will never be successful unless you have clear concepts. And for that, it's really important that, okay, you say, yes, they lose their Friday, Saturday and Sunday, but then those 3 days, morning to evening, they are absolutely focused. And then I feel even psychologically, I've left my practice for 3 days and I have come.
Yeah, that has an impact.
That has an impact. Somewhere down the line, I'm going to feel that, I'm already sacrificing something. I shouldn't, miss out any moment of the lectures or walk out or go for shopping. Because I've seen in ScholarMD, okay, from 9 to 6, 7, they have been listening to us. Even after that, a lot of students, they sit in a group and discuss about what they had learned during those hours throughout the day. And that actually means that their mind is completely in that. And I know some people who have taken up an online program, but then I have a video for 6 months, so I'll see tomorrow, and suddenly they say one day they realize that tomorrow is the last day, and from day after tomorrow that access is going to go away, and
That tomorrow never arrived. Very true. From what you said, what I can say is that why should we go to school at all? Why not learn everything online?
Yeah.
So that is a very good point that you made. Another thing, sir. As a radiologist, now if I want to portray myself as a fetal medicine specialist, the first thing that in India, the image that we have created is that unless I'm doing an invasive procedure, I am not a fetal medicine specialist. I'm only a radiologist who is doing obstetric ultrasound. Or unless I have a fellowship in fetal medicine, I'm not a fetal medicine practitioner. So what are your thoughts about it?
Honestly speaking, I feel nobody can be a fetal medicine specialist. This word, itself is wrong. You can have a fetal medicine department, you can have a fetal medicine unit, but a single individual cannot be a fetal medicine specialist, because when the moment I talk about fetal medicine, it involves the imaging, it involves intervention, it involves the geneticists, the lab people, even I would say the pediatric specialists. So everything comes under fetal medicine. So it's really difficult for one individual to be a fetal medicine specialist. So that thing is gone. Second thing, yes, you're right. People feel anybody who puts in a needle is a fetal medicine specialist. Now, honestly speaking, putting in a needle is, no rocket science. It is something, is like for a radiologist, they've been tapping ascitic fluid, they've been tapping pleural effusions, they have been doing FNACs of small 5 millimeter, 6 millimeter lesions. It's not important, how you put in the needle. It's important, you should know when to put in a needle, why you're putting in a needle. You put in a needle, you've got a material, what to do with that. So unless you are actually, you have not gone through this whole process, I feel you have no right to put in a needle.
Correct.
Because yes, we all talk about it, that everything is becoming genetics now. But you ask a geneticist, they would say that our interpretation of our report also depends upon the phenotype that you provide.
Phenotype leads to genotype.
The phenotype actually leads. There is no genotype without a phenotype. Even if you read any of the reports, they say that, okay, no copy number variants related to the above phenotype
Correct.
is seen in this particular sample. So I think you first actually need to be excellent with your imaging.
Right.
And fetal imaging is a cornerstone of fetal medicine. So you need to be very good with your fetal imaging. You need to know which are the, what are the findings which have genetic associations. Then you need to know what are the types of genetic tests that are available. You should also know that what to do with those reports when they come. Unless, I feel, if you're not able to do all that, you have no right to just put in a needle.
Right.
Maybe, okay, the post-test counseling, you would still involve a geneticist in that. But your pre-test counseling, letting patient know everything about it, even the justification for a test. You should have a justification for a test.
Correct. So basically, the why behind the what has to be understood, is what you're saying.
Why behind the what, yes.
Very important. So now in this fetal medicine training program that we are doing at ScholarMD, how do you think we have bridged this gap between clear-cut hands-on, which many radiologists ask us, whether there is a hands-on training, versus only theoretical learning? So at ScholarMD, how have you designed this program which bridges this gap between purely working as a radiologist and doing scans day in and day out and then learning, versus purely theoretical teaching where you only read theory without any basis for imaging or correlation with genetics and embryology?
See, both of them are important.
Correct.
You may have wonderful theoretical knowledge, but you don't know how to perform. That's also not going to work out. So you need to have the probe in your hand. But like, if you look into our program, the people who join our program are qualified radiologists. They've already gone through a 3 years residency program. In the residency program, they have done the same thing. And unfortunately, yes, they have scanned and scanned and scanned. Number of patients huge.
Because my senior used to do that.
Yeah. So they've done about 30-40 scans a day, but without actually, without actually knowing what else should have I looked for, or probably how I should have gone ahead. So yes, you've done it. So I feel theory is very important. Theoretical knowledge is very, very important. So like we say, what a mind doesn't know, eyes do not see. So first you have to know, then only you are going to, okay, you know to hold the probe very well, you know how to take the planes, but you don't know actually what to look for. So that is something which I feel is very important. I'm not denying the fact that yes, hands-on training is also important. So then, but if you want to go and do a hands-on training, then you really have to go and spend that amount of time. You need to go and spend about a year working.
Right.
And then it shouldn't be that, you are there and you're just standing and observing. It's something where you actually get to work and there is somebody to tell you, no, this is not the right way of doing it. Now in ScholarMD, we don't have that kind of a hands-on, but what we are actually taking care of is, see, most of our lectures are with videos.
Right.
So through the clips, we are actually showing them, and we have a board in our room. I use my hands a lot when I'm speaking also, like particularly we tell them this is how we actually rotate, and in fact most of them who come here, they already know how,
correct,
that this is how it has to be done. It is only bringing the refining their skills, turning their mindset from just basic imaging to high-end imaging, turning their mindset from just imaging to what to do next, turning their mindset from just giving a report to talking to the patient, also what to counsel them, guiding the patient,
right, and
then what testing is required, why we are going to test that, and if this is the kind of report that we expect out of that. So I think this is a very, very structured training program.
Correct.
Majority of us, even the youngsters today, they have never gone through a structured learning. They've always learned haphazardly, maybe saw one case, read about it and did it. So this is actually a structure.
So basically what you have summarized is three things. First thing, so ScholarMD Fetal Medicine Training Program itself has a filter where we are training working radiologists.
Yes.
So people who are already doing obstetric scans. Secondly, we are upgrading their skills by giving add-ons which they otherwise would not have, the nuance and the experience which the faculties bring. And thirdly, through our academic activities like exercise books and image submissions and observership, the contact program that we do, we are making sure that they are with us when our faculties are scanning the patient, and we are also assessing them how they are scanning their patients.
Yeah, so that, a lot of people feel that, okay, this program is 4 modules, 3 days each. It's not that.
True.
See, they are occupied with us throughout the year. We have, as you know, that we have a wonderful system where they need to submit images to us at the end of every module. Every image is checked. They are informed what is wrong in this particular plane, and then they are made to resubmit them. That itself is one way of improving their thing. And all our faculties, see, we also don't realize that we a lot of places, lot of lectures we hear about evidence. Evidence, very important. But then evidence is available on Google. Everything is available. But in ScholarMD, all faculties, they teach their experience, how they have done this. Even, if there is a particular case, very easy, I'll show 3-4 classical images of that case, and then everybody will say, okay, this. But then how did I start with? What was the first thing that I noticed? How I went from here to the next plane?
Very true.
Then at that moment, what are the 2 things that came into my mind? How should I differentiate between the 2? So the next thing, what did I do? That's how. Yeah. And then did I test? Did I not test?
Very true. So you can get all the theory in the world today on internet with AI.
Yeah.
What you cannot get is the experience which the faculty.
That's the most important thing.
And that is the Guru Book Vidya which you were talking about, basically.
That is Guru Book Vidya.
So I think this has been a wonderful conversation, and this conversation will result in clarification of a lot of doubts that our radiologist friends may be having, who may be wanting to upgrade their knowledge and their practice, but may be hesitant. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us and giving us.
Pleasure is always mine.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.